shows the groundwater supply beneath Arizona is drying up. Governor Katie Hobbs sounding the alarm during her State of the State speech yesterday, releasing the 100-year water supply report.
So it's especially troubling if you live in the West Valley. Fox 10's Lindsay Regis joins us live from Buckeye tonight. One of the communities that could be impacted by all this. This is really kind of upsetting to hear this because you've got to have a 100-year supply to build. That's kind of the way it works.
Yeah, that's right, guys. A lot of homeowners out here are surprised about what they're hearing. They say they moved out here about 2 or 3 months ago, and they said if they knew about this, they may have not moved out here. The 100-year water supply report dropped Monday.
I don't understand and do not in any way agree with my predecessor choosing to keep this report from the public and from members of this legislature.
Governor Katie Hobbs making the public aware during the State of the State address.
A previously unreleased report by the Department of Water Resources that shows that portions of Phoenix's Far West Valley are currently short of the 100-year Assured Water Supply Program by 15% today.
Regardless of the report, new developments are still going up in Buckeye. Buckeye has told us all along that essentially they believe they have enough water in the aquifer and that managing that water is key to making it last.
Politicians seem to want the revenue and want the people moving here, and that's what we're going to be stuck with is no water and a bunch of homes that people cannot live in.
This isn't what residents who just moved into new developments in Buckeye want to hear.
Yes, I'm concerned because we need water to survive. Without water, then we're like instinct, you know? We have to survive off water. So yes, I'm concerned about it.
Michael Moody moved to Buckeye in November from Jamaica. He's aware of a water supply shortage, but didn't know the Far West Valley is short of the 100-year water supply program.
I hope they can resolve the water issue. I mean, like, build more dams. I mean, have more stuff to contain water and clean water, you know, so we can stay here because it's a nice community. Buckeye is a really nice place, you know, so we like to stay here as long as possible.
Hobbs says this is a dual challenge between balancing the need of the housing crisis with the need to address water shortages.
The fact is that if we continue down the path we're continuing on, the aquifers are going to dry up, and we have to address that. And so that this report gives us a baseline to move forward.
We're going to bring in right now Tom Bushatsky, who's director of the Arizona Department of Water Resources. Thanks for being with us here on Fox Weather. How's Arizona going to deal with more than 20% of a cut? Are you going to expand restrictions? What are some of the plans?
So this is going to be the second year of cuts. In 2023, it'll be a bit bigger than this year. So some of our farmers have already lost their water supplies in the central part of Arizona. We're going to see tribes and cities lose their supplies as well, or at least some of them. But we're not going to have to restrict use inside our homes or even outside the homes, at least at this point in time. The cuts are not deep enough.
That's good news.
Yeah, that's really good news. And let's talk about the state itself and the people who live there. How many people in the state actually depend on the water supply here that will be using it inside?
So there's probably close to 4 million people that rely in some way, shape, or form on water out of that little Colorado River. And folks should also know that that river supplies 80 to 90% of all the lettuce and green vegetables from November to April in North America from farms in Yuma, Arizona.
Wow, that's incredible. So really, we're looking at a rural or farm area effect with these restrictions and where the water will go. But is there anything that can be done for some of these farmers? Can they be displaced to other areas? Can they get their water from anywhere else?
The state provided some resources for the farmers to use underground water from wells to help offset some of the losses, but they can't produce as much as they did without that Colorado River water.
Wow.
It's incredible. Can we get back to Lake Mead as well? What does this water, all the cuts mean for the lake already? It's the critically low levels. You look at the images and you can see those bathtub rings. It's just incredible how low it is. What does this mean exactly?
So unfortunately, these cuts are not even going to stabilize the level of the lake. It's going to continue to fall unless we do more. Perhaps in Arizona, as much as twice as what we're doing next year. We need to make sure that the lake does not fall to a point where you cannot move water past Hoover Dam. Same thing further upstream in Lake Powell. And of course, below Lake Powell is something called the Grand Canyon. So this is a dire situation. We need all the water users in the 7 states that use the river and in Mexico to pony up, take some reductions, do some water conservation, and keep the level of Lake Mead and Lake Powell at a safer level than it is appearing to head to right now.